wanted to do a video on one of the hardest things to get or give, and that's forgiveness. You know, a lot of people do what they can. You know, they do the best that they can. And I'm sure you've heard, well, that person doesn't know any better. Well, they can't do better unless they are taught better. So, you know, and some people have done things, you know, under the influence of, you know, drugs and alcohol, to peer pressure, to being a sleepwalker. You know, I mean, if you're asleep, you're programmed. Like you're just doing what the program has told you to do. And you know, some were abused by family, some friends of the family, some the church. It doesn't matter where it comes from. You know, like their reality has been changed. So there's some that are just narcissistic, you know, but that's I could go on for days and days about the different things, you know. And then there's scammers, manipulators, and people that put money above human beings. And I mean, then there's all types, you know, different severities. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I want people to know that there's a lot that goes into this, you know, forgiveness, peace, you know. Like some people do things without knowing, and some people do things with the knowing of what they're doing. And that's the infuriating part, you know. But everybody can change. It just takes a change of consciousness. You know, but there's different types of abuse. You know, there's spiritual abuse, emotional, sexual, physical, verbal. You know, there's all types. And you know, somebody, you know, that thinks that they don't do anything wrong or whatever, I'm like, those are the people probably doing the most damage, you know, because they're not, you know, introspecting. But I want to talk about one of my personal experiences. So, one of the guys that abused me for years, I watched him lug stuff around for decades. And, you know, was I mad? Yeah, I was mad. You know, I was upset. I mean, there was a whole lot that, you know, when someone says, oh, you have no idea what was done to me, you know, like I can never forgive him for that. No, I know exactly what you're saying, because, I mean, it's what was done to me, you know. But the whole thing is like forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, you know, but why remember? You know, you don't have to sit there and reminisce on it all the time. Like I said, these are just, when you see them as learning lessons, you know, and tools, you know, you can move on, you can get better. But so back to my experience. So I'm looking at this guy carry this stuff around, you know, and it's a weight. Like, I mean, it's beating him down. And he asked me, you know, what I thought of it. And I said, well, you know, he's like, I love you. You know, you tried the best you could, and you did, you know, what you knew how to do. And I was like, I know you feel bad. I was like, I mean, I can see it. Like, you're carrying it around with you, all your mess, you know. Like, you know, you don't have to. And, you know, sometimes people have to hear it from, you know, hear the forgiveness from others in order to forgive themselves. But like I said, that was one of the hardest things to watch, was watching someone carry that around, you know, their guilt and their shame or whatever. it's unnecessary. Like I said, we all make mistakes, and the people that don't think they do are causing the most damage. So I forgive myself for things, and I look back daily, like what happened that day, what happened, like every day I look back at my, day. And once I see it, I'm like, well, did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Did I, whatever. It starts becoming a habit. You start wanting to be better all the time. And, like, once you've been through this, you kind of see other people's struggles. And not that it makes it good or whatever, but it's like, you see that they're battling something. They're, and so instead of being rough on them, because then it makes them not want to try anymore, because then they feel like the world hates them, show them some compassion, like forgive them for what they're, they're trying to get over, like it's not just one person that's involved, and if they feel like, man, like this person, like I abused this person and they forgave me, like, I mean, that's huge. But it's a difficult thing to do because, like I said, people are carrying around the bumps and bruises or their, scars, and they can't heal. Well, they can't heal because they can't forgive. And they want to remember it like it was yesterday or something. So sometimes people, they want to, when they're abused or whatever, they want to get revenge. Well, now you've created karma. You didn't help anything. You're not stopping anything. Now you became an abuser. You're just using the, whole Justice League thing, like, oh, this is for justice. No, it's not justice. Like I said, these people are feeling it, believe me. You don't have to do anything. But like I said, if you want someone else to feel your pain, then something else might pop up. And here's what I mean. Some people know that McDonald's is poison. Yet some mothers are feeding this to their kids, and they're overweight and giving them health problems like super early. That's child abuse. So, like I said, when some people want to like point fingers and do all this stuff, it's like there's a lot of things that's going on here. But we got to forgive and start teaching, instead of punishing, because like I said, like, it doesn't do anything. It's just more abuse. So when you see it like that, and start looking like, oh, well, maybe there's something that I need to work on with myself, or maybe there's something I need to forgive with myself. And I know it's tough, A lot of people don't want to look at themselves, they want to blame others, and that's their identity. They're a victim, You don't have to live like that. Like, you don't have to be there. That's a lot of weight. Like, you want to fly, but stuff's holding you down. Like, I hope all this stuff makes sense, like, it's not I had somebody say virtue signaling. All these terms that people are coming up with, or these labels and identities and all this stuff, like, it's ridiculous to me. It's super limiting, and it keeps people stuck in cycles and stuff. So, like I said, there's nothing virtue signaling about it. Like, I've done my share of deeds, done dirt cheap, and it's how we learn. We make mistakes. It's when you keep making the mistakes that when it's a problem. But don't make other people make you make mistakes. Forgive. And forgive yourself. I hope that helps. Like I said, it took me a long time to get to where I can look at somebody and forgive them, easily. Because it is an easy thing to do, but it's not easy to get here. And, they say that if you want your tree to reach heaven, your roots, they have to touch hell. Those branches will never get there. So sometimes you have to see and experience the ugliness, and then see the beauty. Oh, this is what this was for. We're learning, and we're all trying to work towards the same thing. A lot of people forget that part. They think they're different. They think they're separate. No, we're just at different levels. So let's start helping each other. Forgive each other for our mistakes. You're not going to permanently punish a 4-year-old or something. Forgive them. You try to teach them better. Well, a lot of adults aren't exactly mature. Just because they're big doesn't mean that they're mature. They're grown children, and they still need to be taught, age and height and all that stuff. That doesn't mean someone's mature. So let's help each other grow and expand and evolve, raise the consciousness. Doesn't everyone want a better world? I know I do. Let's start working towards it.